back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's second video. This video is a quick post-game review for Celtic's women's side's great 3-0 victory over Glasgow City women in the Scottish League Cup quarter-final last night. The game was live on BBC Alba and was a great game to watch, full of action, full of incident, and do recommend, if you can, watching the full game, which is available currently on the BBC Sports site, and there also will be highlight packages on YouTube later in the day, and would recommend watching the game as it was a very exciting end-to-end game. Before we crack on the video, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help the channel succeed. And also feel free to pop comments into the comment section and click the like button for the video, as these also do encourage YouTube to circulate these videos to a wider audience. And at the moment there is a dearth of Scottish women's team coverage on YouTube for fans. So Celtic started with their strong back three of Craig, Kelly and Hayes restored. And Celtic looked much more safe at the back. Kelsey Doherty in goal had a brilliant game. Paolo Partido was played wide on the right, and Natalie Ross came into the midfield to replace Jenny Smith, who was on the bench. Both Shanes looked back to full form and fitness after the international break. And Colette Kavanagh, as always, had a very combative game in midfield. And up front, Amy Gallacher started alongside the American Murphy Agnew, with Kit Loferski happily restored to the bench. Start of the game, Glasgow City were slightly on top, but the defence and Kelsey Doherty snubbed out the couple of chances that they had. Then a wonderful passing move across the pitch, and then from Kavanagh to Shane, then Shane to Murphy Agnew, then a wonderful precision chip to the back post from Agnew was headed back across the goal by Natalie Ross to give Celtic the lead after 7 minutes. Celtic remained pretty much on top, with occasional attacks from Glasgow City, which and causing Kelsey Doherty to have a great 3 saves in the first half, one with her feet and then a wonderful diving stop to her right. Celtic really did deserve to go 2-0 up after around 20 minutes when an in-swing cross by Shane Menglu was bundled into her own net by Gibson, the Glasgow City goalkeeper, but the referee out of nowhere seemed to find a foul by Paolo Partido, her right winger, on the goalkeeper or on the defender, when any contact with the goalkeeper actually came from herself bumping into her own defender. However, Celtic's lead remained 1-0 going into half-time, but Glasgow City never really looked like scoring, as the defence and Kelsey Doherty were so dominant. Second half, Fran Alonso, the manager, brought on Kit Loferski, who looked back to full fitness, and her performance in the second half was great. She linked up with Amy Gallacher very well, and they do form a very, very strong front two partnership. The midfield players, such as the two Shanes, Partido and Ross, continued to get through and support the attack. And player of the match was given to Natalie Ross, although there were several other players equally deserving. But I think, given the fact that Natalie Ross had come off being, for the last few weeks, a backup player back into the starting lineup, I thought her performance overall was very impressive. And I think all the Celtic girls deserve 7, 8 or 9 out of 10 for yesterday's performance. Glasgow City continued to look very vulnerable to crosses and corners, and in the 52nd minute, Amy Gallacher scored Celtic's second goal, cross into the box was poorly defended by Glasgow City. Their goalkeeper Gibson was again all at sea to a ball into her 6-yard box, and Amy Gallacher very calmly popped away the rebound from 6 yards to put us 6-0 up, 2-0 up, sorry, and Celtic remained dominant, controlling defence, controlling midfield, and then wonderful pacey run by Kit Loferski, outpacing the Glasgow defence, fighting off the Glasgow City player in the box, and then a wonderful outside of the foot, right-footed shot to the far corner, beat Gibson to put Celtic 3-0 up. Celtic had a few other half chances towards the end to go 4-0 up, but in the end, it was an extremely dominant performance over the team currently third in Scotland and the team over the last 10 years who has been Scotland's number one. I think it is actually a scene of the order in Scotland changing. I think Glasgow City are likely just to fall away a little by little, and Celtic and Rangers women's sides, I think, will become more and more dominant in Scotland, as I think they have that better quality of player now, which is now trumping the experience that the Glasgow City women have over the two other younger sides. So Celtic move into the semi-finals. The other three quarter-finals will be later on this weekend, and so Celtic should know at the start of the week who their semi-final opponents are going to be. Overall, brilliant performance by Celtic, very well deserved victory, and they now have a break of just over a week until their next Scottish Women's Premier League fixture next weekend, by which time Cynthia Barclay and Maria McInerney should be both back into full contention for substitute or even starting positions, depending on Fran Alonso's rotation policy. So that finishes off today's Celtic Women's video. There will be a further video later in the week in preparation for next weekend's fixture. And so for today, goodbye, thanks for watching, and hail, hail.
Yeah.